Hello everyone, this is part 2 of What If Naruto Was Popular, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe, it gives me more motivation. Enjoy. Hiashi led Naruto into the compound, making sure to keep Hinata at a safe distance from the boy. The trio came to a stop in front of a large room that was full of books and a table with mats placed around to sit at. Hiashi told Naruto to have a seat at one end of the table while he sat on the opposite side. Hinata had to sit next to her father and slightly behind him. "Would you like some tea, Uzumaki-san?" Hiashi said with a dry tone. "Yes, thank you, Hyuga-sama." Naruto hated having to call someone Sama, but he would do anything to get on Hinata's father's good side. "Let me get right to the point," Hiashi stated while pouring the tea. "I have never been very fond of you, and I was not happy to find out that you were with my daughter last night." Naruto looked at Hinata, wondering why she would tell her father about them. "Hinata did not tell me anything." Hiashi could see Naruto's train of thought and stopped it before he got the wrong idea. It was becoming very late and Hinata had yet to return home, so I used my Byakugan to find her. "I found you two just outside while you saying goodbye. When she came inside, I was ready to put an end to this once and for all, that is until I got to her room." Naruto had knots in his stomach the entire time Hiashi was talking. He knew this wasn't going to go well because Hiashi is not known for his kindness. When he heard Hiashi's last statement, Naruto looked at him with surprise, as did Hinata. Her father had only mentioned that he was going to have a talk with Naruto but did not explain what the talk was about. She knew her father wouldn't approve, but she could see a small smile on his face when he had told her of the talk. Now she really wanted to know where this was going. "When I got to her room, I noticed she had left the door ajar and I could hear her giggling. I looked in and all I could see was the biggest smile plastered all over her face. I haven't seen her that happy since 3 years ago when you were still here. Since you left, she rarely ever smiles, and I knew if she missed you that much, then she had to be in love. Even though I don't like you, I know my daughter is the best judge of character and would not love someone who wasn't right for her." The two kids' jaws dropped as they followed along with Hiashi. Hinata was shaking as she guessed where her father was going with this. "That is why I am giving you permission to date my daughter under the condition that if you ever hurt her you will leave Konoha immediately." Hiashi barely got the last words out as he was tackled by his daughter with a hug. Hinata couldn't contain her joy and repeatedly said thank you to her father. When he got her to stop, she jumped over the table and into Naruto's lap, embracing within her arms. Naruto was happy but more in shock that he got permission to date Hinata. "Do you agree to my condition?" Hiashi stared the boy down. Drawing up his courage to speak, "Yes. I agree to leave Konoha immediately should I ever hurt Hina-chan. I would do anything to make her happy." Feeling happier than ever, Naruto returned Hinata's hug and gave her a kiss on the cheek. "Very good, just keep those actions to yourselves and we won't have any problems." Hiashi got up and left the room, leaving the two lovebirds with some time alone. "I may be cold and distant, but I know true love when I see it. Those two are going to be together for a long time," Hiashi said to himself while he thought back to his late wife. "Hinata has the same look in her eyes when she sees Naruto as her mother had for me." Once Naruto knew that Hiashi was far enough away, he grabbed Hinata's face and pulled her into a lover's kiss. The kiss was actually a very sloppy one because neither could stop giggling. Naruto would try to kiss her, but after 2 seconds she would snort and start laughing again. This of course made Naruto laugh with her and fall onto his back. They gave up on the kiss and settled for holding each other while they lay on the floor. "So Hina-chan, where would you like to go for our very first date tonight?" Hinata took in deep breaths, trying to calm down from laughing so hard. "I don't see care, Naru-kun, as long as I am with you I am happy," Hinata said, her face blushing crimson. "Oh, sounds like someone needs a confidence boost," Naruto said, remembering that after he kissed she felt more confident. "Naruke," she couldn't finish because Naruto already locked his lips with hers. She put her arms around his neck and pulled him down on top of her. Wow, she really does get more confident after a kiss, he thought. They laid there enjoying the other's sweet kiss until they felt it would be wise to leave Hyashi's study before he returned. Hinata walked Naruto to the exit of the estate. She wanted to have plenty of time to get ready for her first date with her Naru-kun. By Hina-chan, I will pick you up tonight. I love you. He gave her a kiss and started to walk away. By Naru-kun, I love you too. She called back. Later that night Naruto returned to the Hyuga estate wearing a pair of nice black pants and a white button-up shirt. Damn, these clothes are so uncomfortable, but I want to look my best for her. The guards opened the doors as Hinata came out to meet her man. She was wearing a deep purple dress that came just below her knees. It clung to her form, accentuating the curves that she usually kept hidden. She wasn't wearing any makeup, but she had the natural beauty that didn't need any makeup. Her cheeks were already red from blushing because Naruto couldn't stop staring at her. She is the most gorgeous creature on earth, he thought. Hina-chan, you look beautiful. Thank you Naru-kun, you'll look handsome as well. They left holding hands and walked to the fanciest restaurant in Konoha. While they were eating they talked about what had been going on in their lives for the past 3 years. Naruto told her about the tough training he went through, leaving the Kyuubi part out. Hinata told Naruto about her own training and creating a new move that used her flexibility to her advantage. I wonder how flexible she is, he thought. Naru-kun, your nose is bleeding. Hinata put a tissue up to his nose to wipe off the blood for him. Her face turned red knowing he had to be thinking of something naughty. Did you do anything else today? Hinata asked, changing the subject. You wouldn't believe all that happened. First I ran into Hana Inuzuka and I helped her with her groceries because I accidentally ran right into her. When we got to her house I swear she was looking at me funny and then gave me a kiss on the cheek. After that I had to go see Aba-chan. She looked so depressed when I got there but she was thrilled to see me. She gave me a medical checkup where I had to stand in front of her while she checked my whole body. It seemed like she gave me the same look Hana did now that I think about it. After I left I could tell she's starting to feel depressed again. Hinata was slightly perturbed hearing about the women but thought, I know Tsunade-sama really cares for Naruto, he's the only one she has let get close to her in a long time. She must be feeling lonely after all these years. Are you okay Hina-chan? Naruto was worried he might have upset her with all that. Oh, yes Naru-kun, I'm fine. Don't worry about what happened, I know you were just being helpful to Hana and Tsunade-sama just cares about you a lot, I'm sure she was worried sick about you being gone for so long. Hinata smiled to her boyfriend to comfort him. Great, then how about we get out of here and go sit in our spot in the park? IW would love that Naru-kun. She smiled brightly at the thought of calling it their spot. They left the restaurant hand in hand and walked to the park where they shared their first kiss. Naruto sat down first against the tree and pulled Hinata to sit in his lap just like before. They spent the rest of the night like that, holding each other, sharing passionate kisses and just looking into each other's eyes and saying I love you. As the night wore on the couple knew they should go back so Hinata could go home. About where they stopped last time to say the good nights, Naruto started to get an idea. He pulled Hinata into a small alley and pressed her up against a wall. Hinata didn't have a clue what was going on until she saw that foxy grin on his face and knew what he was thinking. She put her hands behind his ear as he went in and gave her a slightly forceful kiss. Their lips meshed together and Naruto's added aggressiveness made Hinata into his mouth. Ahem. He cleared his teeth loudly to get their attention. Both of them stopped immediately and turned to see Hinata's father standing there. I'm sorry Hias, Naruto started but was interrupted by Hyashi's held-up hand telling him to stop. Don't worry about Uzumaki-san, you forget but I used to be a teenager with hormones too. The two teens just looked at each other and blushed. Just remember, Byakugan, he stated while pointing to his eyes. Come on Hinata, it's time to go home. Coming, she turned back to Naruto, good night Naru-kun, I love you. I love you too Hina-chan. He proclaimed back to her as she walked off with her father. That was a close one, he thought, I think he's starting to warm up to me if he let me off the hook. I guess I should go get some sleep as well. Time jump 1 year. Life went back to normal over the last year, well as normal as the life of a shinobi can be. Naruto and Hinata had continued to go on dates and seeing each other every day they weren't on missions. The couple had become the talk of the village. Everyone could see how good they were together, and while on the outside everyone was happy for the couple, but on the inside they were jealous. The girls wanted a guy like Naruto who would treat them like a princess the way he did Hinata. The guys wanted a girl as pretty and loving as Hinata. Sakura and Ino's apartment. Ino, come here, Sakura said as she looked out the window. Look how cute they are together. Naruto and Hinata just walked by holding hands as they took the usual walk around the village together. Hinata had just returned from a mission that afternoon and was feeling pretty tired, but she didn't want to miss out on her walk with Naruto. Hina-chan, you look so tired, Naruto said as he picked her up on his back carrying her piggyback style. You just relax for a while. I wish I had a guy who would do sweet things like that. Ino pouted. I know what you mean. When our team goes on a mission all Naruto can talk about is Hinata. They are so in love and I am happy for them, but seeing this side of Naruto makes me wonder what I passed up years ago when he kept pestering me for a date. If I had noticed this side of him back in the academy I would have snatched him up right away. Ino replied to her roommate. Both had a dreamy look in their eyes as they watched the couple continue on down the road. Well, it's too late now. You remember what Naruto asked us to do for him tomorrow, right? Sakura asked. Of course I remember. It's so exciting. Ino started giggling and jumping up and down. Hinata and Naruto. Hina-chan, wake up. We're back at the apartment. Hinata was so comfortable sitting on Naruto's back that she laid her head on his shoulder and fell asleep. As she opened her eyes she noticed they back at Naruto's apartment and she was lying down on his couch. I'm sorry I fell asleep, yawned Naru-kun. Don't worry about it, Hina-chan. We're back home now, so why don't you go get ready for bed? I will be there in a minute. Hinata agreed to his suggestion and went to the bed that they had been sharing for the past 6 months. Things are so much better now that Hinata and I are living together, Naruto thought. Flashback 6 months. Hiashi was becoming very annoyed by the loving couple. Each night that they were together, it would take them longer and longer to say goodbye. Hinata would walk Naruto to the door and not come back in for another 2 hours. Hiashi stopped using his Byakugan because he wasn't worried about her anymore and he really had no desire to watch his daughter make out with her boyfriend. He could see that this would eventually lead to them not saying goodbye at all and Naruto would end up sleeping in Hinata's room. Hiashi trusted his daughter, but he didn't like the possibility of something going on under his roof. He decided to talk to Naruto in private in his study. Thank you for coming, Naruto-san. Of course, Hyuga-sama, what did you want to talk about? He didn't call me Uzumaki-san. I guess I'm not in trouble if he is being so informal. I've watched you care for my daughter over the last 6 months and I know now that I can trust you to not hurt her. Hinata is an adult now and I feel it is time for her to start living like one, so if you have no objections I think it would be best for her to move into your apartment and live with you. Yes, of course I have no objections to Hina-chan moving in with me. Naruto jumped up and shouted with joy. You have my word that I won't let anything bad happen to Hina-chan, Hyuga-sama. I think by now you may call me Hiashi-san. Hiashi said, extending his arm out. Thank you, Hiashi-san. Naruto shook Hiashi's hand as Hinata came around the corner. Is that you, Naru-kun? I didn't know you were already here. Why were you shouting? Pack your things, Hina-chan, you're coming to live with me. Really? She turned to her father thinking this was a joke. He just nodded and told her to get her things ready. Hinata ran into Naruto's arms and kissed him, nearly making him fall on his ass. You two can do that all you want in the privacy of your apartment later, but right now you need to get ready. Hiashi stated dryly, even though he was happy for them on the inside. Thank father, I will get ready as fast as I can, okay Naru-kun. Take your time Hina-chan, I'll help you carry your things when you're done. End flashback. It's been 6 glorious months since that day and it will soon get even better, Naruto thought with a sly smile on his face. He tiptoed into the bedroom trying to be quiet but noticed Hinata was still awake. Naru-kun, you know I can't go to sleep without my goodnight kiss. She said with her lip hanging out to be cute. Hinata had become a lot more comfortable around Naruto and now only stuttered when she was really nervous. Once he had soused down to his boxes, Naruto crawled into bed next to Hinata and wrapped his arms around her. I missed you while you were gone on your mission, Hina-chan. He started kissing her cheek and worked his way over to her lips. I missed you too, Naru-kun. It seemed like I was never going to get back here with you. If it's okay, can we just cuddle with each other and get some sleep? That mission really wore me out. Of course, Hina-chan. I have to go on a mission tomorrow anyway, so I should get some sleep. Naruto laid down on his back and she placed her head on top of his chest. Good night, Naru-kun, I love you with all my heart. Good night, Hina-chan, I love you with all of my heart. Naruto tried to sleep but couldn't. He was too excited about tomorrow because he had a surprise for her. He wasn't really going on a mission. Flashback. After being together for a year, Naruto wanted to be with Hinata forever. So, while she was on her mission, he went to a jeweler and picked out an engagement ring. He wanted to make his proposal special, so he went to Sakura and Ino the day before Hinata got back for some help. Sakura-chan, are you there? Naruto knocked on the door. Hello Naruto, what are you doing here? Sakura asked. I need yours and Ino's help. I'm going to ask Hinata to marry me. Momentary silence filled the room. Sakura ran and hugged Naruto. That's fantastic. Ino came into the room worried why Sakura was screaming. What's going on in here? Naruto is going to ask Hinata to marry him. Oh my god. Ino started to get tears in her eyes and joined the hug with Sakura and Naruto. What do you want us to? Sakura asked. I am going to ask her at the tree where we shared our first kiss, the day after tomorrow. There is supposed to be a full moon that night, just like the day I came back. I told her that I am going on mission that day, but really I am going to pick up the ring, get everything set up and put on my suit. What I need you two to do is keep Hinata busy for the day. I want you to go the hot springs to get her relaxed, then go dress shopping and find a perfect one for her to wear. Get her to the park by 8 o'clock that night in the dress. Ah, that's so romantic. Of course Sakura and I will help. Hell, a day in the hot springs and shopping, I don't have a problem with that. Thanks you guys, here is some money for the dress. Hinata and I will tell you all about it afterwards, so no spying. Naruto said, staring at Sakura. Embarrassed, Sakura just nodded that she understood. Naruto left, thanking him again on his way out. End flashback. The next day, the day of the proposal, Naruto left for his mission, but really just waited around the corner outside the apartment until Sakura and Ino took Hinata out. Hinata was cleaning up the apartment when she heard a knock at the door. Hi Ino, Sakura, how are you guys? She asked, opening the door. Well, we thought that you might be lonely since Naruto had to go on a mission, so we decided to take you out for a day of relaxing at the hot springs. Ino said as she started to pull Hinata out the door, not giving her a chance to say no. Naruto watched and couldn't help but laugh as Hinata was dragged away looking very confused. He ran back into the apartment, grabbing everything he needed, which included his suit and a blanket so they could sit without ruining the good clothes. Hot springs. The girls just got out of their clothes and were walking to the springs, wearing only towels. Hinata was the first to throw off the towel and walk into the soothing water. After a year of being with Naruto, she was becoming less timid and has been working on being more outgoing. Ino and Sakura stood there in awe of Hinata, not because she wasn't being shy but at the size of her BS. I could tell she grew a little, but I had no idea she grew that much, Sakura thought. Mine are only an A cup, so she must be at least a D cup or a large C. Naruto will never even bother with me now that he has that. Ino looked down at her bust, comparing it to Hinata's. She is only a B cup and tried a lot of different ways to help them grow, but nothing had worked. Aren't you guys getting in? Hinata asked her friends. We're coming, they said in unison. The trio relaxed in silence for a while, then they started talking and discussing the latest gossip. Have you heard that Neji and Tenten are going out? Sakura asked. I heard that they were caught making out during training while Guy and Lee were during laps around the village. Ino usually knew all of the gossip in Konoha and loved to spread it around. I heard that Tenten got a hold of her family's secret scroll that contains all kinds of S-toys and that she and Neji tried them all out. No way Ino, I doubt the Neji would be into that. Besides, there could be hundreds of things sealed on one scroll. Sakura stated. I agree with Sakura, Hinata said. I've known Neji forever and he wouldn't do those things. Then why do they always look embarrassed around each other, and why has Tenten been walking funny for the last week? Ino pointed out matter-of-factly. The girls just giggled as they talked about the other couples in the village. Then there was only one couple left to talk about, and Sakura turned to Hinata. So, Hinata, you and Naruto have been living together for the last 6 months. I bet you have some great stories about the two of you. Sakura. Hinata blushed. She was hoping they wouldn't go into that. We haven't done anything, we are waiting for marriage. The other two girls fought to keep a big smile grow on their face, thinking about how small a weight that would actually be. I'm sure you two have done something, I mean you're sleeping in the same bed. I've seen the way you two go at it out in public, you can't tell me nothing goes on in the bedroom. Ino said, scooting close to Hinata. Well, we mostly just kiss, but, Naru-kun does fondle my BS sometimes. Hinata knew they would keep at it if she didn't tell them. I did see Naru-kun in the shower once. I really had to pee, so I just ran in without thinking. Did you see his L? Sakura was getting really interested in the story now. How big was it? I didn't look, I was too embarrassed. Sakura could tell Hinata was lying but didn't want to upset her friend, so she left it at that. They continued talking for another hour until they decided to get out and dry off. Thanks for brining me here, guys, that felt great. Hinata said. We're not done yet, Hinata, Sakura said, we're going to go shopping. You need a new dress so you can impress Naruto. Once they had their clothes back on, the girls went shopping for a dress. Hinata tried on several dresses but none seemed to do her justice. She walked around the store one more time, and as she was about to give up, she found the perfect one in the back. It was a beautiful pale purple that went down to her ankles. Hinata went into the dressing room and put it on. You look beautiful, Ino said as she walked out of the dressing room. Yeah, Hinata, that is a perfect dress for you, Naruto will love it. Sakura gushed. Hinata spun around and smiled. She loved the dress and wondered what Naruto would think about it. While she was in thought, Sakura and Ino noticed it was getting close to 8 o'clock, and had to start getting Hinata over the park soon. I think the store is getting ready to close, guys, Sakura said. I don't think we have time for you to change, Hinata. You should just buy it and wear it out, you look so good in it anyways. Hinata agreed, and the girls left the store with Hinata still in her dress. Luckily, the park is on the way to the Hyuga estate, so when they approached, Sakura and Ino dragged Hinata into the park. Hey, isn't this where you and Naruto shared your first kiss? Sakura asked her friend. Yeah, it was over there under that tree, Hinata said, walking over to stand by the tree. As she approached, Naruto walked out from behind the tree dressed up in his suit. Naru-kun, what happened to your mission and why are you all dressed up? Hinata didn't know what to think. She was happy to see him, but was confused why he was there. We will just leave you two lovebirds alone, come on, Sakura. Ino had to drag Sakura away because she wanted to stay and watch. Naruto looked into the eyes of his love and held her hands. Hina-chan, I love you with all of my heart and I can't imagine my life without you in it. Naruto knelt down on one knee and pulled out the velvet box. Opening the box up to Hinata, Hinata Hyuga, will you make me the happiest man in the world and marry me? Hinata paused for only a second as she processed what happened. Once her brain had caught up, she reacted instantly. Yes, Naru-kun, I will marry you. Naruto slipped the ring on Hinata's finger and wrapped his arms around her. She hugged him back and looked at her finger. Oh my god, I'm engaged to Naru-kun. This the happiest day of my life, she thought. I love you, Naru-kun. I love you too, Hina-chan. Do you want to sit under our tree again? What about my dress and your suit, won't they get dirty? I already thought of that. Naruto reached behind the tree and pulled out the blanket he brought with him. He laid it out against the tree and sat down. Hinata came over and sat in his lap just like 1 year ago. Their lips intertwined together and they could feel the love they had for each other. When their kiss ended, Hinata laid her head on Naruto's shoulder and let out a big sigh of joy. When she woke up this morning, she had no idea by the end of the day she would be engaged. The busy day had taken their toll on the girl, and the giant shock she just got wore out her body. She fell into a peaceful slumber in his lap. Naruto picked her up and took her home to rest. Time jump 1 month. Hinata, like a lot of girls, had envisioned her wedding day since she was little. Since she was a Hyuga, it wasn't hard for her to get everything she needed in a short period of time. She couldn't wait any longer to be Mrs. Hinata Uzumaki, so the entire wedding got planned and set up in 1 month. Naruto stood at the end of the aisle dressed in a black tuxedo waiting to see how beautiful Hinata looked in her wedding gown. Next to Naruto stood Shikamaru, Neji, and Choji. Naruto asked Shikamaru to be his best man since Sasuke was still with Orochimaru and labeled a missing nin. On the other side of the aisle stood Hinata's maid of honor, Sakura, and the other bridesmaids, Ino and Tenten. In between the two groups was Tsunade. As Hokage, she had the power to marry couples, and when Naruto asked her, she of course said yes. Tsunade looked over at Naruto and could see how much he had grown since she first met him. She felt that him getting married meant she was losing another special person in her life. Only seeing how happy Naruto looked kept her from openly weeping and telling him to not leave her life. In attendance at the wedding was the rest of the Rookie Nine along with Lee, Gaara and his siblings Kankuro and Temari. The Junin leaders, Kakashi, Guy, Asuma, and Kurenai were also there. Sitting next to Kiba was his sister Hana. After her initial encounter with Naruto, she had been thinking about him a lot. Seeing him up there in his tux made her loins start to throb. It was bad enough that his tux made him look hot, but she was also in heat and extremely horny. Hana had been trying to have a kid for a while, but so far she has not been able to get pregnant and was getting worried something might be wrong. Then the music started playing and Hanabi came out throwing flower petals. Behind her, Hiashi escorted his eldest daughter down the aisle. She looked beautiful in her white gown that she could proudly wear thanks to her self-control. Naruto's legs were shaking and he was sweating profusely. Hinata just blushed seeing how handsome he looked. Once she was next to Naruto, Tsunade started. The bride and groom have elected for the quick version for reasons I think we all know why, she said with a wink. Aba-chan. You don't have to say that. Oh, you're no fun. Let's continue. Do you, Naruto Uzumaki, take Hinata Hyuga to be your wife? I do. Do you, Hinata Hyuga, take Naruto Uzumaki to your husband? I do. As the Hokage, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may now kiss the bride. Naruto quickly went in for the kiss as his body finally stopped shaking. Their kiss was short and not as passionate as usual because all their friends and family were watching them. I can only give you a couple days for a honeymoon, Naruto, Tsunade said. We are still short on shinobi since Orochimaru attacked, so I will need you for missions in 3 days. That's fine, Aba-chan. As long as I get some time with my new wife. Naruto picked up his new wife and ran to their apartment to start their honeymoon, leaving everyone at the wedding to break out into laughter at their eagerness. Sakura turned to her roommate with a perplexed look. Could it really be that good for them to be so eager? Sakura, you're still a virgin. Ino questioned. Well, I was saving myself for Sasuke, but now I've given up on him and just waiting to find the right guy. The look that Ino returned confused and slightly excited Sakura. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.